This doesn't seem right. Doesn't match the descriptions I got at all. What was that? Who's there? Reina? Is that you? Huh? Who's there? Look around you. Interesting, isn't it? It said the cranes can grant a wish. What is it you wish for? I've never been one to believe in wishes. Are you him? The collector? Collector. Crow. One of many names given to me over the years. But we have no time to waste for such boring, trivial things as instructions. Don't you want to know who I am? Oh, I know who you are, Detective Ito. Or should I say, investigator? So hard to keep straight. I suppose it's irrelevant what you call yourself now, as you have arrived exactly where you needed to be. Something's different. Yes, yes. What is it, I wonder? Ah, that's it. You're like me after a fashion. You see things differently from those around you. The world is not so solid and unchanging as it is for them. Things bend, they break. Am I wrong? No, nothing's been the same since Kamakura. Yes, yes, of course. The girl you murdered, Reina. Was that your fault? Then you are a puppet, dancing at the end of your strings to a tune you cannot hear. No, that's not what I said. I'm no one's puppet. Are you sure, Detective? Do you really feel like everything you've done is under your control? When faced with the impossible, you're so certain that every choice you make is your own? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're made for me. Which is easier, I wonder? The knowledge that the cause of all your suffering and your joy is of your own doing or something else's? I don't have time for this. Ah, of course, of course. Our conversation has tilted towards the philosophical. But you're not here for philosophy. You want something more tangible. I want information. Facts. No, it is my business to know what people desires, and that is not what you seek. What is it you want, truly, Tanaka? I want to know what really happened to him. No, it's not only that. I want to know what's happening to me too. Nothing makes sense anymore. I'm tired of chasing after clues that led to dead ends. Perhaps I can be of some help to you. But first, please indulge me. I have a few questions. I'm curious, so curious. You're such a unique visitor after all. Yes, nothing like the others. Fine, what do you want to know? I find it interesting that someone like you drink on the job. Huh? Do you mean in the hostess bar 2 weeks ago? Yeah, what of it? It seemed so obvious of a mistake. Why did you make it? It was for the case. I didn't think I'd get information otherwise. Not that it changed anything. The night of your partner's disappearance, you got on your knees and begged for help with tears in your eyes. Not very typical behavior for a detective, is it? I felt so helpless. Tanaka was in the sewer somewhere, and I didn't see another patch forward. I was desperate. What is this? Some sort of psych test? I came here for answers, enough with the games. It's no game, detective. I can give you what you seek. This is my price. That's it? If you wanted information to use against me, seems you already have gotten enough. Blackmail? How pedestrian. Simplistic. No. I have no interest in that. Then what do you want? Everything I collect brings me closer to an understanding, much like you. Only the puzzle I assemble is considerably larger, and the piece you provide is well worth the trouble. Shall we continue? Do I have a choice? You've really made it. You show such little patience, detective. Surprising considering the effort you took to get here. Coercion, threats. Are these the common tools of a detective? Surely you could have found me another way. Huh. People responded to my needing help by treating me like a child. It wasn't a small favor I needed. This is my life we're talking about. I don't need someone's permission to move forward. No, perhaps not, but it does say a great deal about you. The girl, Reina. She's the one you've been chasing, yes? Let's talk about her. You claim to be no puppet, but yet you did it again. You shot her. Though perhaps it felt like the first time. You were confused, no doubt. That was... A girl who I thought was dead was standing over the man I loved with a knife. She scared me. I didn't know what else to do. I hoped that if I shot her, she'd go away, that everything would go back to normal. I was wrong. Interesting. Most interesting. Though she's gone, the sleepless nights continue, don't they? You've only taken your medication once, after all. Perhaps it's only a delusion. Does it not make you question the futility of it all? Most interesting. Perhaps you've told me enough. Yes, this is most useful. I accept this trait. In return, you want... What is it? Ah, yes, that's right. A path. A way forward. I suppose it's your turn to ask the question now. In the dark, wherever she lives. That is more difficult. The dark... That's not the first time I've heard that. What is it? Where can I find it? A better question is, where can it not be found? Can you not feel it around you? Following you at every turn? It pays great mind to those within its walls. Do you know of whom I speak? The common thread that binds all the misery in our heart. Reina, And if that's where she is, Tanaka must be there too. The girl's thread is a complicated one. Yes, very tangled. It begins in Kabukicho, at a talent agency called Omega. Kabukicho, I know that well enough, as I imagine any officer of the law would. The dark is a scared place. It lives and breathes, changes shape, and goes where it pleases. And it is the girl whose suffering determines its shape. Without understanding its root, you will never find your way, or it could tear you apart, like it almost has already. I don't know why, but I get the hunch that you'll know what this is. What is it? Reina was obsessed with it. It must be important, but I can't figure it out how. Ah, I see. A most interesting relic. It makes people do the most fascinating things. Why did Reina want it so badly? It is a tool, instead of living in fear of it. Why not use it? It may be the key that will help you find your precious Tanaka. Though as powerful it is, one cannot accept to use it, knowing nothing about it. You said it yourself, it all started in Kamakura. The Kavanas have quite a history with that mask. The Kavanas? Mai? The shrine maiden girl? Her grandmother was the one who gave it to me. The very same. It gives me creeps. Maybe I should have gotten rid of it. Don't do that. You'll never find your way without it. A dressmaker, a cat breeder, a blackmailer. Seems that no one in this town can agree on anything about you, except your name. There's no way anyone could know what you do. It's impossible. So what are you? Take a look around you. Is it not familiar? Can you not smell it? The stench of corruption? I've been here for so long, longer than you can imagine. Feeling the desires, the loves, the hatred of mankind flow through this place. For you, detective, I'm exactly who you need me to be. Now, shall we return our attention to the matter at hand? Our trade, after all, was not the knowledge of how I fit into your story. It was for a way to clear the, how did you put it? Ah yes, to clear the dead ends you run up against. Let us reconsider your problem. The mask and the dark are inexorably linked. Pursuing one without the other is futile. Now you are an enemy of the dark. It will reject you without understanding it, and you'll be lost without the necessary tool. How will I know when a path's been opened? Ask your puppet master. My end of the bargain has been upheld. You seem awfully eager to help me. What's the catch? Something tells me I'm going to regret talking to you. Paranoia, an unnecessary feeling. As I said, people fascinate me, especially ones as unique as yourself. You are a detective. I've only given you the tools you need to finish the job. From there, now, that is the interesting part. I look forward to seeing your progress. Consider your debt to my partially repaid. The rest I shall collect at another time. Tell me, my little puppet, if you can see your strings, does your dance not continue until we meet again? gone. No! No! What did I do? What did I do? What? Ah, okay, da sind wir wieder. Okay, tut mir leid, Freunde. Ich muss gerade irgendwie mit dem Cursor hier zur Seite rausgekommen sein und dann irgendwas beim Aufnahmeprogramm verstellt haben. Entschuldigung. So, dann gucke ich nochmal hier rein. Die ist auch gone. Okay, aber ich muss... Hallo? In the air, the collector's basement was stagnant and heavy. If I had stayed any longer, I felt like it may have suffocated me. For the time I was there, Akiba faded away into a distant memory. I returned to the surface, put my hand up to shield my eyes from the sunlight, and listened to the people on the street. The conversation seemed so pointless, part of a world I no longer belonged to. The busy sounds of the street swept the cobwebs from my mind, forcing me to remember everything I told the collector and everything he impossibly knew. I told him so much, but did I have a choice? Maybe he was right, and I was a puppet after all. At that moment, it didn't matter. The dark and the mask both belonged to a world I was now a part of. Normal methods of investigations wouldn't lead me to them. Countless paths were narrowed down to two, and I had no choice but to march forward toward the leads I'd been given. As I left Akihabara behind, one thing bothered me. How did the collector know so much about me? Was I really so easy to read? I didn't have time to dwell on it. Kazuki and Reina were in the dark. That much had been all but confirmed. And I now had a means, however impossible, to find them. Two paths, the mask and the dark. Both were necessary, and I had to make a choice of which to follow first. Chase after a talent agency in Tokyo's red light district, or back to Kamakura to visit Mai, the girl I nearly got killed. Neither seemed very appealing. My logical side didn't understand how either would help, but as everything around me cracked and crumbled away, logic didn't matter anymore. I had to choose, or maybe would something choose for me? Okay, ich kann jetzt nur nach Kamakura oder nach Kabukicho. Da würde ich sagen, wir machen mal eine kurze Pause, Freunde. Ganz kleine Pause. Und YouTube, wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Bis dahin. Ciao.